What is up, InterWebs? Big Lou here, along with Matt the Cutman. As always, we are coming to you after having just seen the new Ghostbusters reboot with Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones. Thank you. I keep wanting to call her Patty, and I know that's not her real name.
She is Patty.
She is.
Writing the stuff down, I was going to write Leslie Jones, Patty, but no. She just encompasses
That's correct.
all that is Patty.
This is how this is going to work. We're going to talk about the movie, just kind of our overall things. We're not going to get into any spoilers here at the beginning.
We're not?
So if you haven't, we're going to do spoilers at the end.
Okay.
Just so that if people haven't seen the movie, they're determining whether or not they're going to go. You are safe for the next few minutes while we just talk our generalizations.
But be on notice.
We will give you fair warning before we divulge any spoilers. That being said, Mr. Cutman, what are your overall impressions of the Ghostbusters reboot?
Okay, so I went into this...
Here we go.
I went into this trying to displace it from the original Ghostbusters.
As we all should.
Because I knew that it wasn't a sequel, it was a reimagining.
Sure, yeah.
A
That's a good word for it, yeah.
Sure. And so I went in trying to be as neutral as possible, having loved the original content. And I liked it. I liked the movie. I thought I really wasn't sure. The opening credits rolled, the familiar song played, and then the opening line from the curator was he was walking around the house that, this is not a spoiler, turns out to be haunted.
Yeah.
And he's, saying, this is over here, this is over here. There was a security fence for the Irish. And I bust out into laughter. And I think you and I were like the only ones to get that joke. I mean, turn of the last century racial humor.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's going to get, but
you
and I being the only ones in the theater
naturally
to get that.
In the indie theater located where we went to go see the movie, yes.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree with that sentiment. I liked this movie. And I have been a cheerleader for this movie since we first heard that it was going to be coming out.
Since the inception.
Yeah, I had very, very high hopes. The trailers had not given me any encouragement whatsoever.
They didn't do anything to sell the movie.
Yes, not even a little bit.
We saw the movie despite the trailer's best efforts to keep us away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I have faith in the cast. I had faith in Paul Feig.
Absolutely.
So I went to go see this. Number one, so we could talk about it, because this is what people have been talking about.
Sure.
For the past week or so, good or bad, whatever your thoughts on it are.
The die is cast. Let's talk about it.
So, I felt that the humor in this movie, for me, was hit and miss. There were some things in the movie that, when I laughed a lot. And then there were some that was just not funny at all, that I heard other people around me laughing. I mean, the theater was... there was a decent amount of people in the theater. Not what you would expect for opening night of a major blockbuster on a Friday night, but it's still... It was
raining outside.
Yeah. But I felt that the chemistry between some of the characters was spot on, and some of the chemistry between some of the other characters could have needed work. I felt that the Abby character, played by Melissa McCarthy, and Holtzman, played by Kate McKinnon, I thought they had really good chemistry together.
Yes.
I felt that the chemistry between Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy was very forced.
Yeah.
It was...
I don't get them being lifelong friends.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah. Not even a little bit. And it was one of those... Okay, yeah, I get it. They had the rift, but then they got over the rift, and when you see the movie, you'll know what we're talking about. But it was definitely two alphas when you should have had one alpha and three supporting, like you had in the original. Not to keep comparing this back to the first Ghostbusters, but the movie's called Ghostbusters. It's about a group of team that catches ghosts.
Comparisons are going to be made.
Yes. Another positive for me, I thought the special effects worked.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff about how the ghost effects looked like Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
It looked cheesy.
Yeah.
on the big screen in 3D IMAX, the effects looked really good.
With the surround sound?
Yes.
Okay, the funny was funny.
Yeah.
The scary was scary.
There were a couple of scares in this that I was not expecting.
Okay.
I was like, okay, can I change? I can't change the channel.
Ooh.
Can we turn it down? I can't turn it down a little. No. So it was, yeah.
The opening scene brought you in with the humor, and then
flipped it.
When the curator is encountering the haunting.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It did. It made you jump. It was good. Did its job.
Especially, you know something is scary when this was the opening part in the trailer when the ghost spits out the slime at her. I still jumped.
Yeah. Well,
in 3D.
In 3D, it's coming right at you, and it really, really works.
And the eyes go demon.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. So we've said that we've liked this movie. What about this? Without giving any spoilers, okay.
Before we jump off the light, can I tell you what my absolute favorite part was?
Please, by all means.
Kate McKinnon's Holtzman.
She just got nominated for an Emmy for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
She's nominated for an Emmy for Saturday Night Live. Chick has talent.
But this just broke her into the next level.
I completely agree.
I love her on SNL, and she, for me, just stole the show.
Every scene she was in, for me, it was... Okay, what's she gonna do? And you've seen it in the trailers when she takes that and she licks the pistol.
Yeah.
That sequence that follows that is well worth the pistol lick. It was very, very good. So, but there was a lot that I had issues with this movie as well. So, without going into any spoilers, there, Matthew, what about this movie didn't work for you?
I thought there was too much slapstick.
I absolutely agree. One of my least favorite things when it comes to comedy, and this is where I differ greatly from the majority of people that like comedies that are out nowadays, I hate caricatures of characters in a comedy. And the four main characters in this movie were inconsistent caricatures of what they were doing. There was a lot of gimmicks. There was a lot of shtick.
Yeah.
And that really comes through in the trailers, and that's what I had the biggest issue with the trailers. When it's going on in the movie, it's blatant and glaring, and I'm like, okay, let's get to the...
it's coming.
Let's get back to the script and tell the story as opposed to...
Something's not funny when you know it's coming.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no, I could not agree more with the schlockiness of some of the bits that they did.
And so most of the things that I had problems with actually came in the third act, so they're all spoilers. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Well, speaking of spoilers, you have been warned. Spoiler. We are going to go ahead and get into spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie yet, earmark this. Go see the movie because it is worth seeing. It is entertaining. Yeah.
I still give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, no, I absolutely give it a thumbs up. So go ahead, go see it, come back, and you can participate in the discussion as we get into some spoilerific goodness of this movie. So that being said, what spoilery things did you enjoy about this movie?
Spoiler alert: women are funny.
Yes, who'd have thunk it? And
women can be hysterically funny,
and not just 30 Rock.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, thank you, God. Yeah, it seemed like forever that the only woman that was allowed to be funny in America was Tina Fey. Everybody else was like, oh, it's so lame. This movie, what was funny in it to me was really funny.
Yeah, and they really got a chance to shine.
Yeah.
So again, Kate McKinnon could not have stolen the show more. She was hysterical.
Yeah.
So that spoiler.
Yeah, women are funny, and it's okay for them to be funny. I loved the weapons that they had developed.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really cool take on them not just trapping the ghosts, but actually fighting the ghosts.
Yeah.
They had this huge action sequence at the end with them using the different weapons that Holtzman came up with.
Yeah, that didn't work for me that much.
Really? So I was
Yeah.
talking to a buddy of mine on the phone on the way over here, and it didn't work for him either. That was one of the biggest problems that he had with it. But
Yeah.
it worked for me. I thought it was a fun action sequence.
It a lot of it kind of took me out of it. It just I'm not certain what it was, but I just remember thinking maybe it was going on too long.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go and they fight the big the big bad,
the big ghost. Yeah,
and that didn't work for me.
Didn't work
either.
for me in the least.
And I'll tell you, the jumping of the shark was when Kristen Wiig's character Gilbert went down the hole.
They dove through the portal.
Yeah.
You're right. It totally jumped the shark. That's when they lost. I even heard the guy behind me comment to the person that he was with when she dove through the portal to save Melissa McCarthy. The big climax of the movie. He goes, "Well, that's just lame."
Yeah.
So, I absolutely think that was very poorly written. It was a poor idea for them.
Yeah, it was misconceived.
Yeah.
And I mean, they did the best with what they had.
Yeah.
Effects looked fine. No complaints there, but it took me right out of
Completely.
the story.
I absolutely agree. Something else that took me out of the story, talking about something that went on too long, talking about shtick. When they're in the mayor's office, who was played brilliantly by
Mr. Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia, yeah, thank you. Couldn't think of his name, but yeah, what a great slimy politician he was.
It was as if his character from Ocean's 11 became mayor of New York City.
That's a great analogy. But no, when they're in his office and Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy are doing the "you let the cat out of the bag" routine. Enough! Shut up! I wanted to smack him, and I couldn't because it's a movie.
Yeah, you shouldn't hit women.
No.
You shouldn't hit anybody, Lou. But
I don't hit people, but I wanted to because it was dumb.
Yeah, that didn't work too much for me
At all. It was when Holtzman or whoever it was finally says, "Enough with the bag." I went, "Thank you." Like, I think I even audibly said it.
Yeah, you did.
So that didn't work for me at all. I tell you what did work for me, though, was Chris Hemsworth as the stupid assistant.
Okay, fuck that guy. Because he's Thor, and he's funny.
Yes.
And he's probably a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's probably a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, no. When he scratched his eye through the glasses, I lost it.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you have any glasses? I got tired of cleaning them. What?
Oh, God, that was funny.
That's the kind of humor that I like.
It's a cerebral.
Yeah, the one-liner and you do something physical and then you follow it up with a zinger, and it's funny to me, but...
We answer the phone. It's in the fish tank. Nope, the one that's ringing.
the one on your desk. Oh, Ghostbusters. What do you want?
It's not a bad Hemsworth.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So while we're talking about the Ghostbusters, what do you want line, got to take a minute and just talk about the cameos.
Yeah, we did.
Because I had heard some reviews online of people that had already seen it talking about the cameos really took you out of the movie. I could see how they could, but I thought that most of them were pretty well placed.
And I gotta say, I don't think Bill Murray's part was a cameo.
No,
I think that was a full-on part.
Yeah, no, I mean he had definitely
that drove the story forward.
Yeah,
but then you've got all of the, and I do mean all of the other principal actors. I don't know if you spotted this. I looked it up just now to make sure.
Okay.
Harold Ramis did have a cameo. There was a bust of Harold Ramis.
Yes, I did see that. I did see that.
Right outside of Gilbert's office in the university. I'm like, was that I'm going to have to double check on
Yeah,
that.
no, I did catch that. I didn't click at the time, but yeah.
But it wasn't Egon. It wasn't Egon.
No, it was his character from Stripes.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the big hair.
Yes.
It was great. It was full on early 80s Ramis.
Oh,
and that's, I believe, all of our favorite Ramis.
Absolutely. There is no other Ramis. On-screen Ramis, anyway. But yeah, I really would have liked to have seen a Rick Moranis.
I would have too.
Cameo in there, and I think everybody would have. I mean, he gave a very rare interview not too long ago, talking about, they approached me, and I've thought about coming back to acting and whatnot. My kids are grown now, right, and stuff. And for those that don't know, Rick Moranis, his wife passed away from cancer many years ago, and he just stopped acting to go and raise his family.
He wanted to raise his kids as normally as possible.
Yep,
and our hats are off to him.
Yeah, very much so. But he gave an interview, like I said, not too long ago, Entertainment Weekly, I think, a couple months back. Sat down with him and asked him about, what have you been up to? Would you come back? And one of the things was, they're doing a new Ghostbusters. Would you be interested in making a cameo? He said, well, they approached me, and I was flattered and honored, but I don't think that my return to acting after being gone for 20 years should be a cameo in a movie that I was in 30 years ago. Right. And you got to respect the guy for that.
I do. I do. Still would have liked.
Would have liked.
I understand.
As Slughorn said in Harry Potter, I would have liked the set. So lots of good things about this movie. Lots of really bad things about this movie. There was a couple of times when I just was, okay, that's what you did, whatever. And
I am usually not one to say this, but it ran a little long for me.
Yeah,
I fully enjoy a good long movie.
Yeah,
I totally dig that the Avengers movies were long.
Yep.
I liked that Batman v Superman was long.
Did you see the extended cut?
I haven't had the time.
I can relate to that. Irony at its best.
Right. And, good, long, drawn-out movies.
Yeah. If they're done well,
yes,
it doesn't feel like...
Exactly.
Like, this movie was 2 hours, 53 minutes, I think. Or 1 hour, 53 minutes.
But comedies, I
agree. I absolutely agree.
I think you cap that sucker at 90 minutes and you move on.
For me, I would have liked to have seen the middle act be condensed. I liked them setting up and building all the stuff, transitioning into, like, when they went to the mayor's office and they thought they fixed the guy and he killed himself, and then Kristen Wiig figured it out and went back, and a lot of that could have really been streamlined a little bit more, and then you trim off the last 5 minutes of her diving through the portal, however long that took.
Yeah, I don't know how you end that movie. I was thinking about it on the way over here. How do you successfully end that?
I think that they hit it on the head. I think you could have done a little bit more of a, how are we going to do this before they got to the blowing up the nukes that are on the top of the ectomobile.
Yeah.
I liked how they did that and made it be that the nuclear explosion in the portal is what caused the total protonic reversal instead of crossing the streams.
Right.
But the end effect was still the same. Do a little bit more thinking beats in there.
Setting up.
I thought they got to that a little bit too quickly. At least for me, I thought that they could have maybe chased Slimer around a little bit more while he was driving the thing, to have it go into the portal or whatever, and then just close the portal and be done.
Yeah.
Don't have them dive through the portal and extend that out. But
I will say one of the things lately that has been taking me out of movies is in all of these big blockbusters, something crashes into a building and it collapses.
Yeah.
Okay, there's people in there.
Yeah.
You don't evacuate people like that
Yeah.
out of a building. I am tired of seeing
I had the same thought.
thousands of people die instantly and no remark like, oh, well, shit, we just lost a few thousand people in that building.
Yeah.
But I did like how in this movie they reversed it. The things, broke the buildings down.
Oh, and then they got sucked up into the portal.
But when the ghost started getting sucked down back into the vortex, everything got rebuilt.
Yeah.
I just assume the people are okay inside there.
One likes to think.
That might be a jump, but it made me feel better.
Yeah.
That, thousands and thousands of people didn't just die in a comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing that took me out of it is they jumped into the portal, and granted, it was the cloud thing was hovering over, but it was clearly nighttime. Now, whether or not that was just that the portal cloud was blocking out the sun or whatever, but then they come out of the portal and it's the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's always annoying.
It didn't.
Was there not a script supervisor on set that said, hey, you know what? This is a different time.
Had I been the fucking script supervisor, I would have made a point to say, hey, you know what?
Get this man a job as a script supervisor?
I'm right here. That's all I'm saying. You can sit there with a stopwatch and a notepad. Retire.
I think you deeply overestimate how much script supervisors make.
I don't need much. Bowl of soup, crust of bread, warm place to sleep. I'm good. You probably don't get that reference, do you?
No.
No, it's from an old 80s movie, Santa Claus the Movie, with Dudley Moore and John Lithgow. It's an old...
okay.
The guy that plays the Big Lebowski.
See, I thought you were going Oliver Twist there.
No. He's... Anyway, going off on a tangent here. That's a great old movie if you need a good family Santa Claus movie to watch. Anyway, wrapping this up.
Sure.
What are your final thoughts and a score out of 10 if you had to give it a score out of 10?
I'm a little too close to it to give it a score out of 10. I do give it a thumbs up. My final thought is I cannot wait to see what Kate McKinnon does next.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, that woman is hysterically talented.
I agree. And Kristen Wiig, too.
Oh, yeah. They just didn't play to her. They didn't play to her suits.
I absolutely agree with that. I think that she was very misused in this movie. Mm-hmm. I like her a lot, and I'm really looking forward to what she does next. But yeah, for me, it was Kate McKinnon. Mm-hmm. She stole it for me in this movie. So anyway, that I also give this movie a thumbs up. Go ahead, go see it in the theater. See it in 3D if you can. They do some really creative stuff with the 3D in this movie. It's not just hey, I'm paying extra to see the 3D, but it was very well worth the extra couple of bucks to see it in 3D. So, and stay through the credits because they do some pretty inventive stuff with the credits. I thought.
Yes, they do. The dance scene that should have been in the movie. God damn it! That's what I thought. I thought they should have re-edited the third act to include less of the fighting, less of the down into the and more of Hemsworth leading the police and soldiers in some sort of dance. It would have been hysterical. They picked the right song, and he's up there leading them in dance, and it's ridiculous and it's hysterical, and I think that was a golden missed opportunity.
Yes, at least we got to see it. At least it was in the in the credits.
Yeah,
but
not fully realized.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to do it for us, folks. You like what we have to say here, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitter just at The InterWebs Show. Follow us on Facebook at The InterWebs Show. And until next time, we will see you on the interwebs.